The Expedition of Humphrey Clinker by Tobias Smollett to Mr. Henry Davis, bookseller, in London. Abergavenny, August 4th. Respected Sir, I have received your esteemed favour of the 13th ultimo, whereby it appeareth that you have perused those same letters, the which were delivered unto you by my friend, the Reverend Mr. Hugo Ben, and I am pleased to find you think they may be printed with a good prospect of success, inasmuch as the objections you mention, I humbly conceive, are such as may be read argued, if not entirely removed, and, first, in the first place, as touching what prosecutions may arise from printing. The private correspondence of persons still living, give me leave, with all due submission, to observe, that the letters in question were not written and sent under the seal of secrecy, that they have no tendency to the mala fama, or prejudice of any person whatsoever, but rather to the information and edification of mankind, so that it becometh a sort of duty to promulgate them in usum publicum. Besides, I have consulted Mr. Davy Higgins, an eminent attorney of this place, who, after due inspection and consideration, declareth, that he doth not think the said letters contain any matter which will be held actionable in the eye of the law. Finally, if you and I should come to a right understanding, I do declare in verbo sacerdotis, that, in case of any such prosecution, I will take the whole upon my own shoulders, even quod fine and imprisonment, though, I must confess, I should not care to undergo flagellation, tam ad turpitudinem, quam ad emeritudinem pono spectens. Secondly, concerning the personal resentment of Mr. Justice Lismahago, I may say, non flaci facio, I would not willingly vilipend any Christian, if, peradventure, he deserveth that epithet, albeit, I am much surprised that more care is not taken to exclude from the commission all such vagrant foreigners as may be justly suspected of disaffection to our happy constitution, in church and state. God forbid that I should be so uncharitable as to affirm, positively, that the said Lismahago is no better than a Jesuit in disguise, but this I will assert and maintain, totis viribus, that, from the day he qualified, he has never been once seen intra templi parietes, that is to say, within the parish church. Thirdly, with respect to what passed at Mr. Kendall's table, when the said Lismahago was so brutal in his reprehensions, I must inform you, my good sir, that I was obliged to retire, not by fear arising from his minatory reproaches, which, as I said above, I value not of a rush, but from the sudden effect produced, by a barbel's roe, which I had eaten at dinner, not knowing, that the said roe is at certain seasons violently cathartic, as Galen observeth in his chapter Peri Ictos. Fourthly, and lastly, with reference to the manner in which I got possession of these letters, it is a circumstance that concerns my own conscience only, sufficeth it to say, I have fully satisfied the parties in whose custody they were, and, by this time, I hope I have also satisfied you in such ways, that the last hand may be put to our agreement, and the work proceed with all convenient expedition, in which I hope I rest. Respected Sir, your very humble servant, Jonathan Dustwich. P.S. I propose, Deo volenti, to have the pleasure of seeing you in the great city, towards Allhallowtide, when I shall be glad to treat with you concerning a parcel of MS sermons, of a certain clergyman deceased, a cake of the right leaven, for the present taste of the public. Verbum sapienti, N.C. J.D.